So it seems after the latest run-up on Tesla stock, and I told you so, and the latest run-up on Bitcoin, I have no idea about Bitcoin, there is a new stock on the horizon that just tripled over the last couple of weeks. Now, we are talking today about Virgin Galactic, the only company that for only $250,000 will shoot you to zero gravity and hopefully back, and what you need to know and why this stock went up such a crazy amount. Let's move into the vlog.
Wolf of Dubai.
So after you crash that like button on this video, we are diving first to know a little bit more about this space company Virgin Galactic. Now, it was founded by Richard Branson, who is one of the most outrovert entrepreneur and billionaire who established the Virgin Group and holding airlines, travel companies, cruise ships, and many other companies under a brand that is called Virgin, and whatever stands for Virgin is in like a kind of premium and good service. Everything is in happy mood. So this Virgin experience offers now something very brand new, which is a space travel option that actually will throw you 1.5 hours into the orbit. They put you in a space shuttle and put you into orbit. You will experience the world from up, and you got 50 miles above the Earth, and actually you will have a great experience of zero gravity. So this is a kind of new revolutionizing space tourism company that don't exist in these terms, and it's the very first company that also IPO'd, so it's very first publicly traded company. Now, a ticket costs around $250,000. They have already 600 customers that already make a reservation, that also put deposit down. And what you need to know about the company in general, about the numbers, which are quite interesting, that is what we will discuss now. So actually, if we are looking into the numbers that had to be disclosed prior to the IPO with the first half of 2019, the numbers were revenue 2.5 million, the net loss was $89.9 million, and the EPS, the earnings per share, was negative $0.46. Now, as you know, as I said before, the product will be just launched in like 5 months, so we are still into the deposit phase. They just launching some tests and so on. So still, the product is not being used there, but there's lots and lots of customers. And if I just want to run with you some numbers. So first of all, there's 600 customers, each of them paying $250,000 for this little trip in the orbit. This means that the company already secured $150 million revenue, and according to Shamas, who is an ex-Facebook employee and CEO of Social Capital, and who made with Richard Branson this IPO deal where they merged two companies. One was already on the stock market and the Virgin Galactic was the merger, so actually they did like a merger IPO, which actually allowed to be Virgin Galactic onto the public market, and then you could buy stocks. Now, according to Shamas, who I believe is one of the smartest person that is out there in terms of this investment field, he is actually saying that they have a waiting list or a list of very potential clients, which is 2,500 people. Now, if these people will also be clients, then we are talking about an additional revenue of $625 million. So all in all, we are talking about somewhere $775 million revenue over the next couple of years. Shamas also told that this will be the next pipeline over the years. So this is actually not a revenue of 1 year, this is multiple years. They seems to be super busy with this kind of forecast, but this means also that they are fully fully booked, which is obviously a great sign for every company. And if we are looking into the market cap right now, we are around 6.8, 6.85, somewhere around this number. And if we are looking into this sales of $600 or $775 million, then you see that the PS ratio, even though this is not for 1 year even, is more than 9 point something, and that's why the valuation obviously is quite high. It's like a trend. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out, and people are actually seeing, hey, I missed Bitcoin, I missed Tesla, I going maybe now to the Virgin Galactic. But this is something that we will talk about in the conclusion of this video to the end, so make sure to stay tuned and also subscribe if you want to have these videos on regular basis, because I'm vlogging every single day. And if we are looking into the projected profitabilities, this is something that I believe that many people are looking for, many investors nowadays looking, hey, when this company will actually make money. We have seen Uber had problems with that, right? We had seen Tesla had problems with that. We had seen other growth stories that had problem with this profitability. When will this be? And actually, to Shamas, this will be 2021. So still 1 year to go, and this company seems to be profit, which is a good sign. I mean, every company want to make profit, and if this is the only company that is on the stock market in this section, it's the only company that making this space tourism travels possible, then this explaining a bit the run up on this stock. And he also said that the margin on this business is software like, which means like about maybe 60% margin on these flights, which is quite really good for a hardware service company. This is quite impressive. Now let's look into the stock and what happened the last couple of weeks. So let's dive into the 1 year chart of Virgin Galactic. The IPO was somewhere in the summer, so July, August. And then the stock actually got more and more heavily traded, especially in this year. So if we're just looking into the last months, then we see from about 16, 17 to 33, that is as of this recording, the stock price, we have 100% in just 1 month. And if we are looking into this 3 months, then you can see that actually we are started around $7.6 per share, so more than 363%. So this is absolutely ridiculous. If we're looking into the market cap, as I said, as currently we are hovering somewhere between $6.5, $6.8 billion for this company, if we consider all this value of the stocks that are currently traded. And this kind of growth stories are obviously very hyped on Wall Street, because if this is the only stock that is available and there is this push in very short of time, this is obviously also a sign of a short squeeze, but also a run up of people really want to buy into the company, into the stock story, which is definitely there, but the product is not really sold yet. So actually you are buying a story, a concept, and I hope that they can quickly realize on their goals and put the next milestone, because then, and this is what we will talk about in conclusion, maybe it's interesting to invest. Okay, so let's summarize the good things here. So about the company, it's the one unique, almost a worldwide monopoly for space tourism, and they have product-wise also a great opportunity to move also into supersonic flights. This is something that they want to look into in a couple of years, to travel, for example, from New York to Tokyo instead of 14 hours in 2 hours. And then obviously have this Virgin experience. This would be be super interesting, and for business people especially, to minimize their travel time if they can be obviously affordable. I would not recommend to save for 12 hours $250,000 because this is a lot of money for saving 12 hours. So I mean, it depends for what you are traveling, but this is a hell of a cash. Now, however, so the product is great, the concept is great, the management team I think is really strong. So we have Shamat, who is really into the business side, into the finance side, into investing side, how this company can grow. He supported with his social capital as CEO lots and lots of companies through the very beginnings to IPOs and further, so he knows a lot about companies. Then you have Richard Branson with similar attributes like Elon Musk, promoting the company, promoting the brand, putting some billions on the line here as well. He put already $1 billion into the company. And also we have the CEO, who is an ex-chief of staff of NASA, so also a very experienced guy into space technology and also aerospace. And that's why I believe the story really makes sense. Backlog of more than 3,100 potential customers out there that already signed or have a serious interest into the product and want to pay that much. And I mean, if you were thinking about if this product is getting cheaper, more and more people want to do it, and they just have to scale by producing more space shuttles, and then they can really make this to a mass market product in a couple of years, 5-10 years. They can offer this instead of you going, for example, on holidays on Hawaii, you just going into orbit, which for just, let's say, $5,000. So you can see that this is something that is quite interesting product wise and company wise and management wise. It's something that I really should put on the watch list. On the other side, of course, the negative side is a bit that, you know, there's still a lot of things to prove. So they have to make the first flight. They have to make it continuously safe. One single crash or anything similar, this company has a serious problem. They had the one crash before and delayed the whole company in the story for a very long time. And this can happen, you know, obviously in the very beginnings. We have seen this in companies like SpaceX, who are really trying to do something in space as well, and they also had lots of trial and fail. And that's why we can see here that this is something risky. Also, we don't know, once the first flights are done, do they have lots of maintenance costs? Do they have a lot of development costs? How this will develop on the finance side? So still very young. You're buying just the story for now. You're buying into the management, into a vision. There's no real revenue that could back this kind of valuation. So this is really just hocus pocus on a vision. So make sure you know this, that if you invest at this point, and I'm not investing, and this is not a recommendation or anything like that, but if you are considering to go into the stock, maybe wait a bit. I mean, maybe you wait and the stock goes further up and then you say, I should have gone in. But this kind of stories, you know, usually have up and downs, and therefore if you're very interested in this kind of space, which I think is quite interesting in general, then maybe you should wait for the next dip and then buy in a couple of months. So definitely something on your watch list, and I hope I'm on your subscription list, and therefore I see you tomorrow.